Bawip Granawip Ninibon! Welcome back to Transformers AutoBook Club. I'm Gary, your host, and this is a weekly podcast and video series where we read, discuss, and deep dive into one story or issue from Marvel's Transformers comics. My guest today is someone I kind of can't believe I was even able to contact, and I'm so surprised and grateful to have them join me on the show. They're an artist, a musician, a huge Transformers fan, and though the rules about revealing their exact role are quite strict, I'm going to try and be very careful. A voice actor for certain characters at Universal Studios, which makes them a perfect fit for this show. It's Johnny. Thank you so much for joining me, Johnny. How is everything going for you in 2026?
Going well. How are you?
I am. Okay. Having a weird time. Like, I'm kind of, this year, I just have to wait, pretty much. All I can do is wait. And that should be really easy and simple, but I feel a little bit stuck at the moment. Hopefully that fades because I want to really enjoy this year. But for now, I feel a little like I want to do some more things that I just have to wait to do.
Something to be said about patience.
Yeah, gotta wait. But work is going awesome.
Since, we can't directly say, we could just let you guess in the comments. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Who do you think I play at Universal Studios?
Yeah. Whose voice is this?
It's not Santa.
Oh, dang it.
I know, right?
So you're a voice actor and a Transformers fan.
Yes.
And from the looks of it, a long-time fan too.
I have been.
So how is it getting to be involved with something that you've been a fan of for like your entire life?
Forever. This franchise is quite possibly one of the best there ever has been.
Yeah.
Because even though we may be divisive and we may fight, we're still not Star Wars. So I feel pretty grateful for that. It's always so awesome because I am blessed to see daily the fans, the outreach, the meaning that these characters have had. And when, people come up daily and gets to hear how awesome he is and how much of a favorite he is, it's truly inspiring to know that these characters have had such a hold on people for so long, and not even just the comic books, the cartoons, but now 42 years worth of iterations. So I'm so honored, and I always treat it with the respect that it deserves, especially from such a great franchise.
It's so crazy. Like, we talked a little bit before we started recording about how silly Transformers is on the outside, but really there's so much that comes from it that's really meaningful and poignant from this really odd place that you wouldn't expect.
Oh yeah, the inspiration that it's given, children that have gone up to Peter Cullen and said, like, I didn't have a father. You were my daily dose of right and wrong, and you taught me those life lessons. And in a way, were my father figure. And then Megatron transforms into a tiny little pistol.
Yeah.
There's a guy over there shooting cassette tapes out of his chest.
Yeah, that defy the laws of physics and can change size to whatever size is appropriate at the time. Yeah, it's such a silly franchise, but yeah, it's got this really, like, I don't know, underlying bedrock of just amazing stuff that comes from it. It's so interesting and strange.
And yet just still the reluctant hero's journey of, the call to action and the ability to assess what's true and what's just, especially when people are being oppressed. It's,
yeah, it's really
Optimus Prime wouldn't stand for any of that.
No, it's really a good versus evil story, for sure.
It's always finding the human moments inside of a character that is made of servos.
Yeah, that's so awesome. It's a good way to step back from, people and look at them as an outside entity and be like, find the humanity and find the goodness in people as a robot.
And hope too. Yeah, it's very human. It's probably why, Johnny 5 was always another one of my favorites. That's why it's Optimus 5, the Instagram handle, because it's a combination of Johnny 5 and Optimus Prime, and it's that thirst for knowledge and understanding. And I think that's something that makes these characters sometimes even more human than us.
Yeah, for sure. I think there's something in there, not necessarily always the intention or explicitly stated, but there's something in it that works for children and it works for adults too. I don't know. Somehow it makes you think about things or feel things that you wouldn't expect from a show about, a truck that turns into a robot.
Truck, not monkey. Sorry, I bring up how we're not toxic like Star Wars, and then I drop that.
It's all right. Yeah, that's so awesome that you get to do that. So, how did you even come to find that job? Like, did you do other voice stuff before and then you found that one, or was it just that one that you went for first?
I've always had a knack for just kind of hearing things as a musician, especially by ear, just plucking stuff out on the keyboard. And we had a big stand-up half baby grand when I was
Oh,
younger,
wow.
and I would try to pick up melodies from popular stuff that I'd heard on the radio. But my dad and I, whenever it was bedtime, he'd always kind of give me the hey boo boo, it's time to go to bed. And I'd get him with the I don't think the ranger's gonna like that, Yogi. He'd be like, no, I think it's time to say goodnight to your picnic baskets. And I'd I don't think that. And he'd be like, Johnny, go to fuck to sleep. I'm like, okay, man, my bad. But for the longest time, I started doing Family Guy because it was just in my wheelhouse.
Mhm.
Seth and I have a very similar timbre, and I would just improv. And somebody posted me on Reddit one time, and all the comments were like, "Oh, he's just impersonating, or he's just moving his mouth to the
Oh.
TV on in the background." And it's like I'm in a backyard with like the lighting of a party setting behind me dressed like Marty McFly for an 80s party. Do you really think there's a giant TV somewhere behind me and I'm faking? Also, everything I'm doing is improv. None of this is like quotes from the show,
Right.
but not to get defensive. So I've just always had a knack for improvisational
Mhm.
impersonations, and I was lucky enough to find out about this job through my sister-in-law. Was one of the Lucys. Sure, I could say who she is because she's not there
You're
anymore.
right.
If you haven't figured it out yet, put it down in the comments.
Yeah.
But she told me about the audition, and I failed a little bit. I didn't know it was for both characters. I only did one about 11 years ago, and then that turned into I didn't get it, and I found out about another round roughly about 7.5, 8 years ago, and I just studied and wanted it. I really, really wanted it, and I don't think I was in a mindset when I was younger enough to like hit that type of leader and to be
Mm.
that type of commanding presence, but I just went in and went for it, and I went up against, I want to say, like, I think it was 3 rounds of 600 people,
Oh
and
my gosh.
they brought six of us in at the time.
Oh,
So not too bad, beating out
no.
couple couple thousand, 100 people.
Well, I guess, I mean, even for anyone who's just listening, you sound a lot like him or her, them.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm stuck. I'm kind of stuck in this register from just having to talk to people like this. But
Oh,
I don't know. I don't even know what my voice sounds like anymore.
oh no. No, it's really nice. It's very calm but commanding at the
Smooth.
same time.
Yes, you're listening to the morning show with a cup of Joe.
Okay, it's Cup. No, I'm kidding. So yeah, it's not just the voice too. Like you said, you're performing live and improvising what you're saying on the spot. So you don't only have to have that wonderful voice, but you have to stay on your toes all the time.
And if I tried to just repeat the same things for 25 minutes straight, I would go
Right?
bonkers.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not. Yeah, I have to organically work in whatever I can. Usually the easiest is just go off of like association with, oh, you're wearing Mario hats, or oh, you've got Five Nights at Freddy's on. I wouldn't even last one night at Freddy's. Those guys scare me. Stay away from Foxy.
So all of that comes like just right out of the top of your head, right? So
It's it's all stream of consciousness at this point. I've
But do you have like
been riding the wave for a long time. There's definitely, like, I call it pocket sand. For the King of the Hill reference is when you just need like something that works, like what's one of the good insults? Like, oh, you say to like a couple, like, oh, the human she was here with yesterday was much stronger than you were. No, I don't want to talk to you, side piece. Get out of here.
Side piece does sound like a Decepticon.
It does. It's actually not a bad name.
That's funny. So you're doing all that like off the top of your head, but is there a list of things that you have to keep in mind that you can't say or you can't mention?
Sure. Yeah, I definitely don't, keep it within like PG. Don't go gross with it. Obviously, there's a lot of weirdos that are attracted to robots that have no genitalia or desires in any of those ways. So, like, you kind of metaphorically and literally barking up the wrong tree. This means nothing to me. Like, somebody says you're hot, and I'm like, who told you my inner temperature?
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, my systems are running at a cool 82 degrees. Like, I don't know, it makes something stupid up.
That's so impressive.
But oh, thanks.
So,
it's such a weird paradigm to do this every day, and yet it's just something that I can't not treat with the utmost respect.
oh man, that's so awesome. So it sounds like a crazy mental juggling act of like performing. You have to watch what's going on and comment on it and remember. You have this to keep it in character and
Yep.
within certain like rules and stuff. How long do you perform for at a time?
Oh, roughly about 25 minutes for like 5 performances daily. I was gonna say what's even crazier is in like that we have regulars. Like, there's a name dropper. Everybody has seen Kenya's videos on TikTok. We all know who Kenya is. I cannot stand when people come up and they're just like, your bestie says hi. And I'm like, I don't have one of those. And they're like, no, Kenya. And I'm like, I know who you're talking about. I don't want to. She's not here. Don't bring her up. You're gonna evoke her presence. She's gonna walk through the gates. Then we're gonna have to deal with her.
I'll be honest, I have no idea who that is. What's this
It's okay.
situation?
Just stay away from TikTok. No, she literally just a social media personality that just started. She works at Disney at a churro cart, which is even more funny.
Oh,
But she just started coming to see Megatron, and her TikTok views just went up and went up and went up. And there's like a video where she brought him like a Super Mario Brothers like headband, and
okay.
he like rejoiced over it. And yeah, she's like brought him like gifts from Japan, like other Universals and stuff. And yeah, it's just funny. It's she very rarely does anything but say hi and take a selfie. But it's the views on TikTok are in the millions.
Okay, cool. I guess I don't know.
Yep. Yeah, it's I used to come home and I'd be like, oh God, she was there again. I just wish she'd do something entertaining. And my girlfriend's just like, she's putting a spotlight on a 40-year-old franchise, right? And I was like, yeah, when you
Yeah.
put it like that, I guess it's a good thing. There's no such thing as bad publicity.
Exactly. As much as it's difficult sometimes to be a Transformers fan, like any Transformers thing that exists and makes it money and makes people interested, it's a good thing.
She's never even seen the movies.
Oh, come on now.
She's admitted it. I know, right? Yeah, it is just for the social media.
Wow.
No, we have really good like recurring fans that, I mean, yeah, absolutely come. There's even a dude who just calls himself Sam. Like I found out, I think like 2 weeks ago, his name's not Sam, and it blew my freaking mind because I thought his name was Sam.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's always we're gonna get the Allspark back together,
Aw.
and we're gonna fight Megatron, and you got to watch out because Barricade's in the area now, and so's
He's
Devastator. And
playing it along.
it's like, damn, that's scary shit, man.
Man.
Yeah, yeah. What a cool. It's unlike anything else in the world. Like it's so unique in what it is.
Yeah, I think so too. Like, I really want to try and go to some Transformers cons if I ever get the chance to travel around a bit, because I just want to be around those people and see, like we were saying before, like, what people get from the franchise. Like, why are they so interested in it? Even, there are people older than I am, and I'm approaching 40. There's people much older than me
Yeah.
that love this thing, and I would love to
Yep.
know, like, why? What is it that you get from it that keeps you coming back? Because it's so interesting.
Yep. Yeah, I showed you my collection earlier.
Yeah.
My brother is going to be 50 this year, and he has equal to, if not, more than I do, because my nephew and him have their collections together now.
Oh, wow. That's cool. That's so cool.
So,
You got his son into
yeah.
it?
Yeah, it was like 4 years ago, and it was all he could talk about was just getting the Predaking, getting the big
Oh, yeah?
Power of the Primes. Yeah, that giant like box set of Predaking, and he was so ready for it. And then it was Triptychon, and then
I
he
love
had to
Typical.
get Triptychon because he needed the next big awesome thing.
Man, oh, that's so impressive. So not only do you do that, but you also make art and music too, right?
I do. I am in a band called This Is a Trainwreck. We're on all streaming. We're like skate, pop punk, very like Blink 182, No Use for a Name, No Effects, Bad
Alright.
Religion, all the Tony Hawk soundtrack stuff that I
Yeah.
grew up with. And then, yeah, Pixels by Optimus is my art page, and I've been doing that for about 3 or 4 years now. And I'll be at Game On this year in Phoenix. I'll be at the Cleveland Gaming Classic back home in Ohio later on in September, and I'm doing the SoCal Gaming Expo in June in LA. So,
Whoa.
yeah, three big cons already booked for the year.
Dang. You're such a polymath. That's so cool.
Thank you. Yeah, it's Johnny on the spot, jack of all trades, whatever,
Right?
you know,
Jeez. Is that
idiom you want for it, but it's always been I've put my eggs into many baskets, and I'm fortunate enough that they've all panned out to the point where I'll never have to worry about having a job stopper tattoo or wearing pants with a belt.
alright.
I am the anti corporation. I'm just a guy making art, making music, making people happy.
Nah, that's gorgeous. That's the best life. Like, you're surrounded by things you love, and you're
It
doing things
is.
that make people happy, like, that's beautiful.
And it's fulfilling. It really is. It's taken I to be fair, I moved here 20 years ago, so it's taken a very long time to establish myself in LA to feel like I've really, made it anywhere because I did like a decade of theater, and while it was awesome, it was still just a little theater in the middle of nowhere that it was fun, but it definitely gave some skills that I'm not upset about. I
Right.
directed, I stage managed, I produced, did a ton of scenic design and acting too. So,
Even more skills to add to your impressive list.
right, the resume just goes on, but none of them are real jobs.
Oh, it depends who you are. Don't ask, Buttplug, but other people that will disagree.
Right. Well, I mentioned to you earlier, but I did wait on Peter Cullen's son was at Sears when I was a tool jockey. Yes, I served tools and athletic equipment craftsman at Sears like probably like 18, 19 years ago. And I just remember seeing the last name, and I was like, Cullen. That's funny. You've got it says Peter, like you've got the same name as my favorite voice actor. And he goes, "Oh, well it's cuz I'm his son." And I was like, "Oh, can I see your ID?" He's like, "Yeah, sure." And I was like, "Yeah, I can't use this card, man. Like the names have to match."
Right? But that's
And he's like, "Are you kidding me?" And I was like, "No, God, no. Here, let me. Here's your purchase. Don't even worry." His grandkid, like Peter's literal grandkid, is running around with. I think he had like a Gen 2 like Starscream, like it was like one of these like little like blue and yellow obnoxious little like jet planes, but it was just one of those like the little kid running around with the Transformers, Optimus Prime's grandson. No
that's
shit.
awesome. And then, I mean, is it okay to mention the other story that you told me? Because you've been a fan of Transformers since you were a kid, and then eventually you got a
Yep.
you're working, uh,
In
in Transformers,
Transformers.
but your life, like, crossed over with it a bunch of times before that, just kind of through other avenues. It's so strange.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I served coffee on Revenge of the Fallen, met Shia, Michael Bay. I met Peter officially like 3 or 4 years ago, and I had him autograph my arm, and I sort of told him who I was, and then I was fortunate enough to run into him again in public in an actual uh, undisclosed location. I don't need people stalking him because I promised I wouldn't either, but I was just privileged enough to have a conversation with him, and it was unbelievable and life changing. And I almost melted into just a pool of just sweat and tears because it was everything I could have imagined and more. And it's weird when they say like don't meet your heroes, but I I think that's because the people that you met weren't really heroes to begin
Oh, yeah, that's true. But everyone, they like the videos
Yeah.
they have of them speaking at cons and, like, from you and then my best friend Sai that I had on the show before who met, Peter Cullen and Frank Welker said the same thing, like, they're so lovely, and also that even though they were so nice, like, because of how much those voices have meant to them for so many years, it was so difficult to say anything.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely have been in that like I can't even remember who the first person I saw because moving to LA, you're just like, oh my God, there's people everywhere. There's celebrities everywhere. What is going on with my life? Like my first coffee job at Starbucks, I made a latte for like Bill Nye. Tim Allen didn't tip me his 50 cents, and I thought he was kind of a jerk.
Oh.
Like just yeah, like Amanda Bynes threw a hissy fit because we didn't have sugar-free vanilla. Like just I was only there for I think like 6 months,
Wow.
and that was just a Starbucks on Ventura Boulevard.
You met all kinds of people, though. Not in always the
But
best situation, I
yeah,
guess.
I think the first one that I ever like gushed over was probably Zachary Quinto, but that's because I saw him at like the Star Trek like preview
Oh, yeah,
at
yeah.
Paramount, and I was just a huge Heroes fan at the
Yeah,
time.
wasn't that
So
great when it was right back
yeah,
at the
I
beginning?
was just yeah, because he's such a cool bad guy, and he's such a good yeah. I was like mid season 2 before the writer's strike, and it
Oh,
was
that was
just
when it was still
oh my
amazing.
God, you're gonna be Spock too. Like this is so cool, and yeah, I was just geeking out, and then now I've seen too many, and I've met too. Fuck, The Rock walked past us the other day on the back lot when we were going to get lunch, and
Wow.
my co-performer literally looked at me and he was like, "Was that The Rock?" And I was like, I thought it was, but like I wasn't sure because he looks like a little smaller after losing all the like smashing machine
Uh-huh.
weight. So like my brain had to do a double take, and I was like, oh my God, that was Dwayne freaking Johnson. Like
Wow.
the most electric performer in wrestling
Right,
history.
he just walked past you.
I love that he called himself that.
Yeah, he did?
God, yeah, it just made me so happy. Yeah, they called him the most electrifying man in all of wrestling back in the day.
Oh.
And that just always, yeah, The Rock was such a cool like personality for me. It was around then when I realized that wrestling was, not as real as I thought it was, and that's when Vince McMahon got back into the ring, and I was like, wait a minute, this old guy just beat the shit out of Stone Cold Steve
Yeah,
Austin?
yeah.
Like, come on, no, no, I'm done. I'm checking out. I'll go watch something real like Transformers.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's much more realistic. It actually weirdly is sometimes, though. It's funny.
Oh yeah.
So, thank you so much for taking the time to do this.
Of course.
As the show gets further and further into the comics, the prep for guests is gonna get hard, I think. But you read all 8 issues of the US
I
comics just to prepare
I
for this.
did. I went
So
all the way back to the beginning. I have my original run from the 80s. The only one that is a reprint is the first issue, and that's because I got it in one of those boxes that had like, I think it was the G1 Optimus Prime truck toy and this like Autobot emblem that like plays the sound.
oh, that's
Yeah, I
awesome.
think my brother got it for me. It was like the 25 year of the show. It was like a collector's box. Yeah, it came with it was a reprint of the comic book first issue, the OG diecast metal Optimus, and you had to put the decals on yourself. which I still have. And then yeah, it's just this goofy. It's just got a button on the top. It's oh my god!
Oh.
I didn't know I had batteries in this thing. Oh god! I'm just gonna take this thing to work and let it do the job for me.
Oh no!
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm so surprised that had batteries in it. What a treat. That's so silly. Yes, 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 yes. So all of my original comics, I'm so happy to like read through these because again, like it's been about 30 years for me. So like I forgot all about. I tell kids all the time, like Spider-Man and I have teamed up before, but I didn't,
Yeah.
I didn't remember that issue. I just remember the cover of him tying up, hog tying Megatron. But what a weird,
Yeah.
crazy thing for the U.S. government to be like, "Yo, Nick Fury, what's up?" you know?
Yeah, yeah, there's all kinds of like weird stuff in
Do you
there. It's so much
do you
fun.
want to send the Iron Man to take care of these Iron Men? No, let's send the human that got bit by a bug. Cool.
Yeah, that'll do it. And then he does wrap Megatron up in the webs, and Megatron busts out of them straight
Oh,
away.
I know.
Doesn't do anything.
Dude, I'm surprised him hoisting up, was it Gears or Brawn? It
Yeah, it
was
was
Gears.
Gears.
Yeah, I'm surprised him hoisting up Gears didn't just like snap his freaking arm off.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense, does it? But that's what I love about these comics sometimes.
Spider strength my ass.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, everything's so wonky, but it's so much fun. That's what I wanted to ask you actually. So you just read all of these 8 issues back to back from the
Yeah,
beginning. How did you find that? How was that?
within the last like week-ish, give or take. It was great. It's so interesting to see the turns that they took from the show,
Yeah.
having already at this point in issue 8, it's been a year since the show premiered and a year since the comic book came out in 85. So like I was telling you earlier, the designs for like Bumblebee's face and Ratchet and
Mhm.
Ironhide already affected by like issue 2 or 3 because they're like, oh god, they don't look anything like the toys.
They don't like anything.
Yeah, I don't think the kids like these. Fix it.
No.
Fix it now. Make them more toy friendly or kid friendly. And the difference between like Buster and Spike is
Oh,
night
yeah.
and day. Yeah, like it's weird to think they never even mention in the cartoon how old he is, but he's supposed to be like 15, I guess. Why is he working on a freaking oil rig? I always thought, yeah, Spike, I think they always said he was like supposed to be like 15, and he's like, even in 84, why isn't he in school?
Yeah.
What do
Just
you
hanging out
what
with
do you,
his robots sometimes.
yeah, what are you doing? Like Jack, I think Jack is probably from TF Prime like the best teenage sidekick they get. I love his story. I love his arc. I know you're not there yet, but I
Yeah, I was
of
about to
of
say.
all of all the animateds, yeah, it's because TF Prime is so like the we're sorry, Revenge of the Fallen was hot take here, but a hot mess. So please enjoy this amazing cartoon where we finally reunited Peter and Frank to do the voices again.
Oh, I didn't know that about it. That's awesome.
Yes, it is their first time doing a cartoon together again since the 80s.
Oh, that's cool.
Because they
I'll get
did
there
like
eventually.
I know they did the Revenge of the Fallen and the '07 games
Yeah, yeah,
together.
yeah.
Yeah, so they were reunited, but not like TF Prime.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm still doing my rewatch. I'm just about the very, very end of season 3, and then I'll watch the Rebirth, and then I can watch Headmasters, I think, is next. I saw
Head
Scramble City
on,
already.
head on.
Headmasters. Oh.
Weird things in Headmasters.
Yeah,
Weird things.
it's so weird.
Yeah.
So yeah, the comics are just absolutely bonkers. And I was just talking to my friend about this. I didn't know what to expect from them at all. And I started this as a comics fan because I love the current Transformers comics so much, and I love comics in general so much, and and the Transformers animated movie. So I never read these before. I just wanted to try them out, and I wasn't prepared for how off the rails it would go and how quickly it would do that.
Right?
How many weird things there are, and like how many surprises there are.
Everybody's got a specific blaster or ionic something or displacer or accessory for the toy.
Yeah, yeah. It's so
uh
weird.
I'm really sad I haven't seen Ironhide with like the drill arm or the drill cannon yet, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, move aside.
And it surprises me. Like, it does really clever, cool things, or it does something that's so ridiculous, and I enjoy both of those things, like, equally, so I think I'm really lucky it kind of worked out that way for me.
Yeah.
Before we get onto the issue, I wanted to ask you if you have a favorite moment or character from the 8 issues that you read.
So far, I
Mhm.
gotta kind of say, they really haven't like spent a lot of time. It's so like character heavy on the Autobot
Mhm.
side that
Yeah.
it's I was telling you before we started recording, like just that page where they introduce everybody, like
Oh,
that's
yeah.
two full pages of like
Uh-huh.
more dialogue than I've ever read in a comic book in my life.
Yeah, and everyone making sure they say everybody else's name.
Yep. Um, I mean, honestly, so far I'd go with Shockwave because of how different he is
Yeah.
from everything else.
Yeah, he's awesome
Yeah.
in this.
This is
It's so cool.
and it even reassures me more so in my choosing to refer to him now at work as the one-eyed freak.
Ah, that's cool.
Yeah, he gives me the willies.
He's the only one with no face, like, he's not any doesn't even have a human face like the rest of them do. I really think that's cool. And also that's weird that the cartoon version of him is so mild-mannered and, like, ineffectual. Who
And just
designed him like that?
takes every order, yeah, from Megatron that he can. Would almost go like above and beyond for Megatron without him asking.
Yeah,
Yep. And this
totally
one,
the opposite in this.
you're my bitch.
Yeah. I don't see a way for him to like, for Megatron to get control back because, uh, Shockwave is devastating. Like, his blast
Yeah,
when he's in gun form, he's so powerful. It's like, what are you gonna do, Megatron? How on earth are you gonna take back control from him?
my brother, fun fact, we had a Radio Shack exclusive. It was a not Shockwave, but it was totally Shockwave. It
Okay.
it was black and gray, and it came with that giant like shield kind of thing that goes around the front that like covers up his like a blaster hand and his regular hand, so it makes it the barrel of the gun. And it
Oh,
it had sounds and it had lights and it had a sight and it had batteries and it looked exactly like Shockwave, but it was not Shockwave.
it was not Shockwave.
Yeah, it was like a Radio Shack like deceptive transforming robot.
Oh, man, I love those.
But man, it was cool.
I wanna do yeah, if I have some time in the future, that would be a really fun, like, project to do, go and look up all these knockoff Transformers.
Right? Oh my God, there's so many of you. There's some YouTubers that you can watch where they just order everything they can off of Temu or like Shein that is
Oh, that's hilarious.
Transformers related, and some of it is actually pretty good, like high quality stuff that people are just shoving into different boxes and reselling.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
cool. Yeah, that sounds fun.
right. I got, dude, my favorite Bruticus is an 18-inch tall Japanese or
Woo!
Chinese knockoff from
Oh,
I don't
yeah?
even know if the toy company exists anymore, but I found it like 5 or 6 years ago, and he was only 100 with shipping, and he's die-cast metal, and I freaking love him. Like he is,
That's
yeah, my
crazy.
favorite of like not only of my combiners, but like of the Transformers that I own. Like he's freaking huge. Yeah,
Wow.
so
Oh,
menacing.
that's funny, your favorite one is not even an official
I know,
one.
right?
But that's what's
Yeah.
cool about it, though. And now I need to pay some artist to knock up a design for side piece for
Oh
us.
my God.
I really want
Side piece.
side
I saw
piece.
before we jumped on the call, somebody posted on Instagram. It was like the many variations of wide load. And it's like, I wonder if I'd get in trouble for bringing up wide load as as a mini bot.
That's funny.
Hey kids, do you know wide load? I do. Fun, cheeky little thing. I don't know if you know the Blender bot from Revenge of the Fallen.
No, there's a blender in, another comic. What's it called now?
Oh, no shit.
Worst bot ever.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Do you remember the blender bot from Revenge of the Fallen when the shard falls and activates all the kitchen appliances?
No, I need to look this
Okay,
up.
so
It turns into a
his
blender?
other name, well, no, it's the blender turns into, they called him Dickbot when they were animating it.
Oof.
So I always refer to the blender guy when I can, just so the dude I'm working with is mentally thinking about Dickbot.
Oh no.
It's so meta and it's such a deep cut, but like I just have to do it to fuck with him. One of these days,
Oh,
I
poor
swear
guy.
to God, if somebody just looks at me and says Dickbot, I will be so happy.
I'll keep that in mind for if I ever manage to get to the Universal Studios.
Shall we jump in?
Yeah, that leads us on nicely to our issue for today, which is number 8, Repeat Performance. We got the cover here. On the cover there's Slag, Grimlock, and that's Sludge, I think, there on the left. I still get these names a bit confused. That's
Yes.
Sludge. And they're on a cliff, I guess, a green cliff.
I always remember Snarl and Swoop are the later editions because they're not the core 3 from the cartoon.
Yeah, that's right. And I always remember Slag because I'm from England and it means something different there.
Oh, I still say Slag. I'm not going to change. Listen, I'm not going to call him Slug. I don't care what you say.
Slag. Yeah, Slag.
His name's... Oh, I've told people to slag off, too, because it's in TF Prime.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah. It is?
It's canon. Yeah.
That's funny. I gotta see that.
Yeah, slag off, scrap off, slag. Yeah, they use it all the time.
Slag
like,
off.
Slag off.
That reminds me of The Simpsons when Bart's a rock star. Slag off. You've changed, man. It used to be about the music. I said slag off.
We love a good Simpsons reference.
Oh, let's drop in about your tattoo. I can't not.
Oh, my Matt. Yes, I have Matt Groening signed me, and I got that tattooed. And then Peter Cullen, Frank Welker, Greg Berger, Ron Perlman, and Judd Nelson. So far.
Totally signatures.
So far.
The Simpsons tattoo is the hellfish from Abe Simpson's arm.
The wrinkly gibberish. DiMaggio owes me one on my ass because I have Bender tattooed
man.
on my
You want to get him to sign your butt?
I need him to sign my butt. He said he would. Gosh. We had never sealed the deal.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you got to catch up to him somewhere. And then drop your pants without getting arrested.
Another time.
The title page is the first page this time. So we've got Bob Budiansky on the script again. William Johnson is doing pencils. Kyle Baker is doing inks. Rick Parker is on letters. And Nel Yomtov again on colors. Jim Elsley is the editor. And Jim Shooter is the editor-in-chief. And then there are these pink narration boxes at the side. And here they lay out where we are. So it's a good chance to do a recap for us too. We're with Ratchet, who's getting a bit of a character arc for himself now. He's the last Autobot that's left, currently operational, after Shockwave's surprise attack in the cave, which took out all the other Autobots and a bunch of Decepticons, and he left the Autobots strung up like corpses in the Ark for use as parts later. Shockwave instructed the Decepticons to take over an oil rig, which was owned by billionaire GB Great Big BlackRock. And using the files that they found there, the Decepticons went on to take over BlackRock's aerospace manufacturing plant too. So both the manufacturing plant and the rig were designed by genius researcher Josie Beller, who was almost completely paralyzed in Shockwave's attack on the rig. But she's currently designing something, we don't know what it is yet, from a hospital bed, using her remaining functional hand. Shockwave also detached the head of Optimus Prime and mined it for data, basically trying to extract a program called the Matrix of Creation, which allows for the creation of new Transformers. So given his recent acquisitions, it's pretty clear that he's going to build himself an army using the corpses of the Autobots. However, he doesn't know that Buster snuck inside the Ark and spoke with Prime's disembodied head. Prime told him to attach 2 wires from his head onto his own head, and he shocked him so badly that he passed out. Later on, Buster seemed to make some objects levitate, so it's clear that Prime has done something to him. And my guess was that he transferred the Matrix to Buster, though I could be wrong because I still don't really see why that would give him telekinesis. But Ratchet also snuck into the Ark and spoke with Prime, and Prime told him that he was the only Autobot left, and that he must learn to become a warrior as well as a medic. And that seemed to light a fire in Ratchet, upon whom everyone's fate, human and Autobot, now rests. While in the Ark, he was discovered by Megatron and used his hatred of Shockwave to make a deal. Ratchet will take out Shockwave, and in return, Megatron will return the Autobots and the Ark. Megatron, seeing no negative outcome from this, whether or not Ratchet succeeds, agrees, and the two perform a very weird ritual, which essentially means it's an unbreakable pact. Ratchet, knowing that the Dinobots were last active in the area of the Antarctic, which also serves as the Savage Land in Marvel, and it was them who defeated Shockwave, heads there to find them and ask them to help defeat Shockwave once again. So that's where we're picking up now with Ratchet. He's making his way to the source of the Transformer life signs. He's picking up on his nifty medical hover transport thingy. For a while, I was wondering if he flew that thing there from Oregon, which is about 9,500 miles. But in a second, we'll find out how he really got there. A snake wraps around him, and Ratchet is very gentle, and he talks to it at first and tells it that he doesn't really have time to find out what it wants right now. He calls it a tubular, carbon-based life form. And I just wanted to take a second to talk about Ratchet because he's been so endearing to me in the last 4 issues. And he's funny and he's cute and he has all these little misunderstandings about Earth, but his curiosity about it all and how gentle he is are so nice too. He talked to some traffic signals and a college students too before. He comes off as such a nice guy. Like, I really like Ratchet in the comics.
He's definitely like the medical officer that you want to rely on.
Yeah, for sure. If you get hurt,
He'll keep you. Yeah, he'll keep you in good spirits while you're bleeding out, but he'll still, make sure that you're feeling okay.
Yeah, I think so too.
And he's so inquisitive. It's always that nature of just, I think, science too.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he was interested in the fire last issue and the hot dog.
I think was he kind of like, didn't he want to know more about Spider-Man too?
Oh, maybe he did. Yeah, I got to go back and check that.
Yeah. I don't remember for sure, but it feels like that was definitely like one of those like, oh man, you're interesting.
Yeah, I think he said something about if all humans are like him, then he's going to make the Autobots look bad or weak or something like that. And he's also one of the only Autobots who didn't like immediately throw Sparkplug under the bus when the others were accusing him of treason.
Oh, seriously.
Now he's really been inspired by Prime's words. He even talked some smack to Megatron, despite being absolutely terrified of him. So yeah, I'm really growing fond of him. He's the funny character, but he's also like going on this like journey from Doctor to Warrior.
It's a nice arc to see, and I wish they would have done this a little bit more in other iterations. I feel like you'll be happy with TF Prime's Ratchet a lot.
Oh, good. Awesome.
Yeah. It's a shame. It's a shame Bayver's Ratchet never really hit like that level of stand out from the core cast.
Yeah, it was Bumblebee that got the spotlight from there, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, even Ironhide had way more of it.
Oh wow.
Poor Jazz.
Oh, poor Jazz. So Ratchet, love him. He asks the snake to find someone else to talk to, but it's pretty firmly wrapped around him. So he asks again, and he says he's asked nicely once, and he gives the snake just a little zap with his laser scalpel thing, which is fine. It doesn't seem to injure it, but he does throw it into the water after that. So I assume it drowns. I don't know if snakes can breathe underwater or not, but Ratchet is intrigued by the creature, and he tells himself that he wants to learn more about it when he has time, but for now he has to get on with his mission. Ratchet's vehicle,
the Marb, Mobile Autobot Repair Bay.
It's his Mobile Autobot Repair Bay, which is this giant floating platform. Ratchet's going over the recent events and pretty much summarizes everything from the last issue, like I just did.
He really does.
So I'll be honest, when I was writing my notes, I did my own synopsis and I did in a few extra things, and I totally forgot there was a recap page here, but then I'd already written it, so I didn't want to waste it. Oh yeah. Here we've got Ratchet discovering the Autobot bodies on the Ark, speaking to Prime, who gives him this rousing speech, of course, because it's Prime, and his conversation with and ritual oath with Megatron, which I didn't like that. Did you? That they were like, let's put some of our most precious bodily fluids into this cup.
It's
so
awkward. Yeah, like it's like a blood pact. I get it, but like those are horribly unsafe anyway.
Yeah.
They didn't like drink it afterwards.
No, I hope not.
I don't remember. Two become one. They're a Spice Girls. They're a Spice Girls song.
Maybe a combiner. Ratchetron.
Megachet.
Megachet.
I think it's Ratchetron, but
Megachet sounds. I don't know. Lives alongside Side Piece.
They can fan ship however they want.
Yeah.
Keep your yaoi out of here.
So following the Ark's records, Ratchet takes a small shuttle to follow the trail of the Dinobots and reasons that since Shockwave hasn't been heard from until recently, the Dinobots must have successfully taken him down. He arrives in the Savage Land / Antarctica, thinking to himself that trusting Megatron still doesn't sit right with him, but since he has the other Autobots at the Ark, just escaping isn't an option. So he needs to follow Prime's words and think like a warrior to find some third option. And while he's pondering that, this little thing he's using to track the Dinobots gets a ping. And he's found the area that he needs to dig in. It's got like a Star Trek, like, I don't know what they're called, like a widdly wee box that goes widdly wee.
Perfect.
Back at the Ark, Shockwave arrives to check on the status of Prime's head, which he has ordered Megatron to ready for transport to the now Decepticon-controlled aerospace manufacturing facility. The two go inside, and Megatron says that he's done everything he was ordered to do. And Shockwave remarks that he has calculated only a 27.6% chance that he wouldn't have already had to destroy Megatron for insubordination. Once the head reaches the plant, they'll make more Decepticons and begin their takeover of Earth and its resources. Shockwave says that he's going to leave, and that Megatron should stay and guard the Ark, to which Megatron agrees, though in his head, once again he's thinking about his intentions to take back control, and how that was the last order that Shockwave is ever going to be giving him. We rejoin Ratchet back at the swamp, and he's found the signal that he's been following, and it leads to like a tar pit. And he's using some kind of jet washer hose, which he just happened to have with him, I guess, to dig down into it. And he's saying out loud to himself that it could take days to find anything with the hose because of how thick the tar is. But he speaks too soon because, luckily, the next moment he uncovers a red horn and quotes an Earth expression from what he calls his Earth fact file, saying he struck gold, and he's smiling about it in this panel. And I like how Johnson's been drawing Ratchet's face with all these great expressions. Ratchet clears more of the tar and puts up an energy fence to stop it flowing back in and undoing all of his work.
You're telling me he had all of this in the MARB?
Yeah, he just happened to have that.
He had this energon fence.
Yep.
Had this, yeah.
Yeah, plot convenience.
This thing's impressive. You guys need like 15 more MARBs.
Yeah, right, but they're very handy. So he examines the information that he had from the Ark about this robot, and he learns that this one is Slag. And he finds that some complicated surgery is going to be needed to revive them. So he takes his trusty laser scalpel to cut into Slag's head and performs, quote, a cerebroscopic search to find the memories he's looking for about how the Dinobots defeated Shockwave. So he's cutting open Slag's head.
The first thing you do when you find a patient that's been passed out for 4 million years.
Yeah, that's helpful.
Cut its brain open.
Poke it with a scalpel. The cerebroscope is connected to a monitor, so Ratchet is able to see the memories from inside Slag's brain, which is super useful for getting information. I really wonder if we'll ever see this machine again, because it looks like one of those things that's a bit too plot-breakingly useful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they tend to do that. Like, they had a transporter in, like, issue 4? They have, like, a teleporter. But that's so useful, I think, like, they can't ever use that again, surely.
Breaks the universe.
Yeah, there's too many of those things. In Slag's memories, Ratchet sees how the Ark sent out a probe after the crash and discovered Shockwave, and then dispatched a small team to get rid of him, modeling them after what it perceived to be the dominant species on Earth at the time. So it looks like the shuttlecraft they used is the same one Ratchet used to get to the Savage Lands, and Slag, via their memories at the time, introduces Swoop, their leader Grimlock, Snarl, Sludge, and Slag themselves. They do that in robot form, though, so you don't know which is which at this point. It's not really super helpful.
Not really.
No, I don't know who is who. Soon after their arrival, they spot Shockwave, and Grimlock gives the order to attack. All of the Dinobots descend on Shockwave at once. Swoop dives on him, Snarl tail blasts him, and Slag uses fire on him. Grimlock goes right for the mouth and chomps down on Shockwave's arm, and Sludge grabs the other arm, but Shockwave is able to overpower all of them, and he yanks his arms free, swiping at them and knocking both Grimlock and Sludge back into Slag. And there's a nifty device that comics often use here. It's called a page turn reveal, where something surprising is set up on the previous page so that when you turn it over, you get the payoff, which in this case is that Shockwave knocked the 3 Dinobots over the edge of a cliff. Swoop, who can fly, wasn't caught in the first attack, but as they flew by, possibly to retaliate, Shockwave grabs them out of the air and throws them down into what we now see as the same tar pit that the Dinobots are being rescued from. Swoop struggles to escape, but it's no good. The more they fight, the faster they're pulled under by the slime. The other Dinobots are caught between the tar pit and the cliff face. Shockwave starts firing down on them, but Snarl starts beating his tail against the rock at the bottom of the cliff. That causes the cliff to start rumbling, and Shockwave falls down to where the Dinobots are trapped. The avalanche knocks all of them, including Shockwave, into the tar pit. And the last image Ratchet can get from Slag is that he was relieved to see that even though they were all going to sink and be trapped, they at least took Shockwave down with them. Ratchet figures that after that moment is when Slag's survival override took over and shut down his systems until such a time that it was safe to resume operations. Like now, maybe, which is exactly what happens. Slag bucks their head from the table they're on and sends Ratchet flying. Look at he's doubled over. He's really sent him way off into the distance.
Yeah.
Ratchet talks to Slag about their survival programming and that they must have been waiting for a time like now to reactivate. But Slag hesitantly says, "You attacked me," with some ellipses between the words, so it's like they're collecting their thoughts, before coming to a conclusion and yelling, "You'll die for that!" And Ratchet yells, "Hold on, I'm on your side," and points to his Autobot insignia. Luckily, Slag sees that and recognizes that Ratchet is indeed an Autobot, which, why is this so easy for the Transformers to do, but the humans just cannot get the hang of this, at all? These giant colorful symbols to help you know which ones are the good ones or which ones are the bad ones, but yeah, people still can't differentiate.
Well, they super messed that up.
Ratchet explains that he came to find the Dinobots because Shockwave is back and he needs their help to take them down. And that's just what Slag needed to hear because that convinces him, and he says, "Why didn't you say so right away? We Dinobots never start a job we don't finish." Elsewhere, Great Big Black Rock is giving a press conference about his manufacturing plant, which has now been taken over by the Decepticons. He says with his forces and the army combined, he'll take back control and rescue the hostages who are being held in the plant. The reporter notes that first his oil rig was attacked, and now his factory, and asks why are the robots targeting him? He says that everybody knows Blackrock is a technological frontrunner, so whoever sent these robots must have known what they were doing. The reporter asks if GB knows who might have been that sent them, and he mentions that he has some suspicions, which I think might be something to take note of. There's someone else out there who might have motive and the means to be attacking Blackrock, though we don't know who that is. While they're talking, Shockwave flies overhead, and Blackrock recognizes him as the robot who took his oil rig. The waiting army gear up to launch an attack, and the tanks that they have there fire off some missiles, and Shockwave mocks them, asking them if they really think that they can harm him. Yeah, they don't know what they're getting themselves into. This is going to end so badly.
Full of humans.
He continues on to say that maybe he should educate them as to why what they're doing is pointless. But primitive human minds can only understand one thing, and that's power. And as he says that, he blasts the crap out of the two tanks. In robot mode, mind you, so he's not even in his super powerful gun mode yet. Great Big Black Rock asks the Colonel to call off the attack because the shells are just bouncing off Shockwave and could easily hurt somebody else. The interviewer is dogged though, so props to her. Seeing Shockwave arrive and a full-scale assault start, and then seeing the army is pretty much powerless to stop Shockwave, she still continues to ask him questions. And she wants to know what his reaction to finding out that his forces are insufficient to stop the incoming attack. But Blackrock doesn't answer, or even look at her, actually. He kind of just scowls off into the distance.
Oh, yeah. Pissed.
Yeah, he looks really mad. Shockwave takes one of the tanks he just disabled inside the plant and checks with Soundwave to see if everything is ready to start his plans yet. Soundwave says not quite. The humans are inefficient compared to the drones that they were able to use on Cybertron, and says that they must be made to understand if they don't operate adequately, they will be replaced. So basically, he's going to kill everyone who's working too slowly. Shockwave sees that Prime's head has arrived at the plant and wants to begin working on his next move. Shockwave says that he's already... Well, here he says tapped his programming to create 6 new Decepticon lives, which are contained in these Big Mac boxes that are stacked in front of Prime's head. He says that he needs to use the plant to create bodies for them and begin the next generation of Decepticons. So from what he says, he's either used, removed, or both the Matrix. So my going theory was that it was now in Buster's head. I guess he could still have a copy of it or something, but it's looking doubtful from this exchange. So now I really wonder what on earth Prime did to Buster by shocking him in the brain. Maybe he has the Matrix of creation in his head, but he has telepathic telekinesis powers, which Prime doesn't have. So I don't know what's going on there.
I don't know. Prime's been really quiet since that happened. Did he transfer his consciousness?
Oh, maybe his whole consciousness there
looming around in Buster's head, because he hasn't said anything this entire episode.
That's true.
Or no, because he talked to Ratchet.
Oh yeah,
But
he
was that
did.
before or after?
Was that after? I think
It was after.
it was
Because
after.
Buster
Yeah,
went in first. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So he's still speaking. All right. Then I have no idea. Yeah.
Why is he making objects float? Maybe that's going to come to something later, but it doesn't make sense. No, it just doesn't make sense. Time can't do that.
He's gotta have the Matrix in him. He's gotta
Yeah,
have the Matrix. Yeah. Whatever, maybe Soundwave means he's like located it, but like he doesn't know it's gone yet.
we'll see. I guess I don't know what's going on.
I don't remember. Yeah. So we'll see.
Now we'll catch up with poor Josie, who's watching TV from
Oh
her
my
bed
God.
in the hospital. Seeing the report on the most recent attack at the plant, and she sees Shockwave again, and it brings tears to her eyes. And the narration tells us that he was the one that caused her current paralysis, and she was the one who designed the plant and the oil rig. And now she's designing something else. And there's a close-up shot of her one hand, like the only part of her body that she can move, and she's typing on a keypad. The narration goes on to say that she can't move her other hand by herself anymore, but that she can use her functioning hand and the keypad and the research equipment that GB Blackrock provided for her to find answers to her paralysis, and perhaps, it says, a means to exact revenge. And now Josie's hand is covered in some kind of like machine parts and circuitry, and she's holding her hand up on her own with like a foreboding, sinister smile on her face. Dun dun dun. They're kind of making her out to be villainous, but she wants revenge on Shockwave, so I mean, like, she's not really a bad guy, is she?
Yeah, it's not like she hates all Transformers yet.
Yet. Maybe she'll also be somebody who can't tell the difference. Also, this might be like the writer's way of fixing the problem that I saw in previous issues, that like Shockwave should be able to wrest control from Megatron easily and keep it. So maybe she's gonna be involved in some way. But yeah, I'm all for this. Like,
Maybe.
introducing a new threat to neutralize Shockwave is a really good way to keep the story going, because yeah, Megatron is no match for him.
Listen, no spoilers or anything, but like
Uh-huh.
I own the comic book and know the cover of the next issue very well.
Okay. All
Keeping my
right.
mouth shut.
Yeah, I haven't even looked at that myself yet, but I will. I mean, before I do the next episode, I have to read it to see. So yeah, I'm gonna find out what it
Yes,
is
you do.
soon.
Yeah, I don't remember the issue, but like that cover stands out in my memory
All right.
very, very well. Yeah. The same with 5. Sorry, I know we're in the middle of the issue,
I
but
know that's
like
cool.
the all are dead Shockwave is so iconic.
Yeah, I was about to say that everybody loves that so much that when they did the Kickstarter for this, that was one of the stretch goals, was like a reprint of that issue, and there was one I think with a shiny cover too. You could purchase.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, like back then I'd heard that Shockwave was a terrifying character. But
Yep.
I'd only seen the cartoon where it's like, no, he isn't. What are you talking about? And then like within issues, yeah, he's had the Autobots hung upside down like fucking meat.
At least like Bayverse Shockwave was kind of a badass. Even if he went down like a bitch, he was still kind of badass for
He
most
did.
of. Yeah.
I haven't seen them all.
Oh, the third
How did he get
one,
taken out?
Dark of the Moon. I don't even remember. Probably by freaking Shire or something. I try to block a lot of that. That one has such a weird, like, silly. It's fucking. Optimus Prime would have never let Chicago go to waste. Like, he wouldn't have let 500,000 people die just to prove a point.
Absolutely not. No, that doesn't sound like
I
Prime.
have such a hatred for fucking Dark of the Moon.
Man, that sounds justified.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Shockwave's a Cyclops. Maybe if you poke him hard enough in the eye, you could just poke that yellow thing. That'll take
That's
him
all it
down.
takes.
Maybe.
Wink.
So yeah, if she's the one that ends up taking Shockwave out of the picture, that's interesting, I think, and I'm not mad at that.
Gives me hope for the human element in this story.
But I really do love how terrifying Shockwave is this far.
Yes.
So I hope it's only for a little while if he does go away. Back inside the Ark again, Megatron is waiting for word from Ratchet and sitting with like one leg resting up on his knee and his head is resting on his fist, and he looks so bored sitting there. But his thought bubble says he shouldn't have even entertained the idea that Ratchet could have taken down Shockwave. And he's right. But he also thinks that he should have gotten it over with and killed Ratchet when he had the chance, because now he's surely run off somewhere. But while he's thinking about that to himself, Ratchet sends a message to the monitor on board the Ark and relays the images from Slag's memory of the Dinobots fighting with Shockwave, and what they did to keep him inactive for millions of years. And there's such a cool little panel of Megatron's grin when he hears what happened. Oh yeah, he's got this really evil smirk on his face.
Duped so easily.
Yeah.
Yeah. He bought it.
They make it sound like the Dinobots took out Shockwave as if they're really strong and did something, but really they just fell off a cliff and happened to make him fall off too. So it's not like, I mean, this is not an easy thing to happen twice, I don't think.
Yeah, they lucked into victory.
Yeah. So they agree to meet at the arranged place, and Megatron comments that he underestimated Ratchet and thought him incapable of something like this. Ratchet doesn't reply, but he says that he hasn't been underestimating Megatron and kept in mind what he's capable of. So we follow Ratchet to the meeting place, and as he drives there, he thinks that hopefully agreeing to meet so far from the Ark will keep the indisposed Autobots out of any further danger. Which, yeah, it's nice, but the place he picked to meet is right next to a ski lodge, and we can see a person standing outside it, so he's thought about keeping the Autobots safe, but just completely disregarded the possibility that there might be people here in this like obvious building on the side of a mountain. Like, you have a whole mountainside you can use, but he picked next to a ski lodge.
He'll be fine.
I hope so. Seems like a pretty big oversight on Ratchet's part, but all right. The skiers rag on their friend when they see an ambulance pull up and say that they must have known he'd be skiing that day. And Ratchet sees them skiing, and I mean, like, I like this part of his personality. And this running bit we've got about him wanting to know more about humans. But yeah, now he's seen at least 4 people out here, and he decides, yeah, it's still fine for me to meet Megatron here. So he notices them skiing, and he thinks to himself that maybe he'll come back here later to find out why the humans are, quote, using pairs of narrow boards to traverse aimlessly across the moist, white, powdery surfaces. And he thinks to himself, I would think it would cause them rust spots. It's cute, right? Like, this kind of second time Ratchet has no fucking idea about time and place and no sense of urgency at all, though. Like, you need to go meet Megatron. Like, stop getting distracted. But I would happily read issues and issues of Ratchet just being charming and cute and learning about Earth.
How foolhardy.
But like, Ratchet, buddy, you got stuff to do right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Just like I said, it's the inquisitive nature.
I love this, right? It reminds me of Data. You know how Data like tries to learn about being human too. I mean, you've read more of it than I have. Does it keep up throughout the series? Does he keep being this kind of like?
I don't remember.
All right. Yeah, I hope it keeps on. I really like it.
Me too.
Megatron shows up. And have you ever played the game Altered Beast on the Genesis?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, when you come up to a boss in that game and he says, "Welcome to your doom," in that voice. That's what Megatron says. That's what I heard. But it's a really cool panel, though. You can see like Megatron's silhouette in the foreground, and then kind of under his arm, we can see Ratchet turning to look at him. So like the composition is really cool there. And 2 of the skiers, like, I knew this was irresponsible. They're skiing down what looks like a hill, and as they like crest the hill, they can see down into the distance where Megatron and Ratchet are talking. And one asks the other, "What are those?" Again, people in Oregon are so fucking chill. This is a 2 giant robots. Oh, what's that? Megatron thanks Ratchet for keeping his end of the bargain and reveals that he never intended to keep his. With a menacing grin, he starts to aim his cannon and says that Ratchet is the same as the rest of the Autobots. He doesn't think like a warrior. Warriors find ways to fight their enemies, not ways to trust them. Which, given Prime's speech about how Ratchet now needs to learn to think like a warrior, was just the wrong thing for Megatron to have said. But the right thing for Ratchet to hear right now, because Megatron raises his cannon and continues, "Being a warrior is a claim you have never made." And Ratchet replies, "What Megatron says is correct. Until now." And like, it's cool. Ratchet's trying to flex a bit, but don't get me wrong, like, I'm really fond of the guy. But in the next panel, Grimlock bursts out of the snow in front of Megatron, which makes him recoil and raise his arms to protect himself from the flying rocks and stuff. So Ratchet is talking big and finally thinking like a warrior. And what he's thinking is, I'll let this team of bigger, stronger guys do this for me. Like, yeah, solid logic. Like, it's a much sensible and more safe option, but come on. You could probably have saved the smack talk then if you were going to just like hide behind the robots.
False bravado.
Yeah, I mean, you got to fake it till you make it, they say, right? I couldn't do that. So good for you, Ratchet. Anyway, in the corner of the next panel, here are those like skiers, and they're like running off back to the lodge, so you can see they're fine, which they do a lot in this comic. They make sure you know the humans didn't get hurt.
I love the scale. Even like on the last page and the panel of them like coming down the hill, like just the absolute massive weight of these giant robots.
That's true. We don't get that too often. You can see the skiers in the bottom right, and they're tiny next to Ratchet there. And then Ratchet is smaller than Grimlock. Grimlock must be huge then. If it, at least in this picture, Ratchet is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's say 6 humans tall. So I don't know, average human, 5-something foot. So maybe 25, 30 feet. And then Grimlock is even bigger than him.
Yeah, probably massive. Like 50. He's a skyscraper.
Yeah, it's huge. Ratchet kind of just spells out for Megatron everything that's happened so far in this issue, just so he knows, I guess. Just in case the readers hadn't put it together for themselves, maybe. He knew Megatron would break the pact, that gross pact that they made. So he sent images from Slag's memories of Shockwave being taken down to Megatron to lure him to the mountain. Ratchet had the Dinobots ready to ambush Megatron when he did exactly what he knew he would do and made the moves he made on Ratchet. And I love this. Megatron starts to villain monologue and he says, "You will all..." But Grimlock is like, "Nope." And he just headbutts him. And Snarl begins to tail whip him in the face too. And the skiers kind of fall over a little bit to show the intensity of the fight going on, I guess. And then we get the most anime shit we've seen in this comic so far. Megatron and Grimlock face each other down with this big purple aura like emanating from both of them, like you know, in anime where the two characters are both glaring at each other and they're both like making weird grumbling noises, like Megatron yells that once again Ratchet has surprised him, but this time with his treachery, which, like, come on, you can't be throwing that word around when the one that broke the pact was you. He says that the time for surprises is over, and he, like, donkey punches Snarl in the back of the head, which knocks Snarl over. And then he turns around to fire on Swoop, and while he's doing that, Sludge is approaching. Grimlock comes up alongside Sludge, but gets full-on body-checked by Megatron, which throws him off balance, and it looks like he's staggering back a bit there. Grimlock is on the ground in the next panel, and Megatron follows up with a haymaker on Sludge, with Ratchet in the foreground with his mouth like hanging open in shock. So he's like, and then he makes this like thinking face in the next panel, and he thinks to himself that he can't just wait around for the Dinobots to recover and make another counterattack. And he notices Megatron's precarious position on the edge of the cliff, just like Shockwave had been for the Dinobots 4 million years ago, which that's a coincidence.
Like poetry.
You're right. Ratchet's face turns to one of determination as he hypes himself up. And he can't just think like a warrior. He needs to fight like one. Even die if it comes to that. And he takes a run at Megatron, shoulder barging him right in the chest. But Megatron doesn't budge at all. And poor Ratchet just falls on his butt in the snow. Megatron smiles with his mouth open, which shows that he doesn't have teeth. It looks really horrible, actually. Like, I know it's weird. Sometimes they have Transformers that do have teeth, and that's weird. This looks even more weird. Yeah, so he doesn't have any teeth there. It's just this big hole. Which, like, maybe that would look fine if it was one solid color, but it's all weathered and scratchy looking, too. So who knows what goes on inside a Transformer's mouth. But he does look intimidating, though.
I try not to think about it.
Yeah. What do you prefer, with teeth or with no teeth?
Oh, God, I don't know. I think it's no teeth, because teeth are they just don't make sense sometimes.
No, that is weird, isn't it?
They don't chew. Like, yeah, it's not like teeth are meant for chewing.
Yeah, that's true. They just swallow Energon or like hook it up to themselves with cables. They don't even need teeth.
And get drunk off of it.
Yeah. There's that one episode where the Decepticons were like,
Cybertron. Yeah, it's like the whole civil war on Cybertron was over booze.
Yeah. Oh, the French champagne.
All right, Smiley over here.
Gummy is gummy smile. He laughs and he says that he respects Ratchet's willingness to send both of them over the cliff edge, and that it's an honor to now be able to destroy a warrior as brave as... But he's interrupted when the cliff edge he's standing on crumbles. It turns out that it was an ice ledge, and the reverberations from Ratchet's shoulder barge caused it to break, sending Megatron tumbling down. But Megatron pulls a smart move, actually. If we put aside for now that Transformers seem to be able to completely alter their size, weight, and mass, he turns into gun form, which is going to be much lighter, and therefore cause less damage to him when he lands in the snow. So the gun falls and lands pretty gently in the snow with like a poof. And then it's buried by some more snow and falling rocks. The Dinobots congratulate Ratchet and ask why he even needed them there, which is very gracious of them considering that they did all the work and got beaten up by Megatron. There was no way that Ratchet was doing all that on his own, I don't think.
Not a chance.
And he did win the fight, I guess, but he won by like not really doing anything. But it's a start, right?
Megatron would have scrapped him in the first minute if he didn't have the Dinobots hiding in the snow.
Yeah, for sure. And like a handy cliff that happened to be there.
Yeah, he needed a plan, and it's a good thing he had one.
Yeah, I guess so. But Ratchet's first fight on his own and he won. That's a nice confidence boost, I guess.
A W is a W.
So they decide to go down to where Megatron fell to make sure that he's gone, which is a move I 100% support. Like, always confirm that there's a body if you want to make sure that someone is gone. Like, any movie, any TV series ever. If you don't see a body, they're coming back. But Ratchet says no, it's better to go back to the Ark for now and to help the Autobots, who he'll now be able to go back, free, and repair. So I hope Ratchet has enough time to go back and start repairs, because Megatron knows where the Decepticon base is, and as long as he's unharmed, which, he fell off a cliff and onto the snow, he's fine.
He's fine.
He's fine.
He's fine.
If he hurries up, he'll have plenty of backup to go take the Ark again to stop the attempts at repair. Even though Ratchet can repair most of the Autobots, like Shockwave still has Prime's head. So at some point, they're going to have to storm the rig to get it back, I think. And also, keep in mind, it didn't come up in this issue, but something's going on with Buster. And we don't really have any idea what that is.
His brain be broken.
His brain's broken, but he's got psychic powers.
Well, now you've got me thinking, like, is this where they took the inspiration for when Shia gets, like, the Cybertronian language and Revenge of the Fallen put into his head?
Oh, maybe.
Like,
they seemed like they got...
Kitten calendar, kitten calendar, kitten calendar. Kitten calendar,
Kitten
calendar.
Kitten calendar.
So dumb.
There was an episode where the Autobots went through a cave. They ended up in like the time of King Arthur.
Yes. Oh yeah, Autobot in King Arthur's court.
Yes, that episode is bonkers. I love it. It's so stupid. It's great.
So stupid. It's a Warpath episode.
I can't remember. I just remember somebody.
Is that one Hoist? I think it's Hoist.
One of them pushes over a horse. It's really funny.
So funny. Yeah.
So
Shockwave or Thundercracker and what's the other? It's Skywarp and Thundercracker following.
Yeah.
Yep.
But my friend was saying maybe that's where they got the what's the one where Optimus Prime is a knight and stuff.
Oh my god, the freaking the Merlin thing. Yeah, oh totally.
What a deep cut. That's insane. And what a thing to pick.
I'm surprised they didn't do the Beachcomber, like Golden Lagoon.
There's some really good ones they could have picked. Like what was that one called now? I've forgotten the name of it. There's like a 2-part episode about the Dinobots that's really, really good. And Dweller in the Depths is my favorite. Desertion of the Dinobots. Yeah, you got it. That one's really good. Dinobots.
Yep. The reason I own Bruticus is because Starscream's Brigade is like my favorite episode.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one too.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for the combiners, like that one and the one where like the Autobots take on Menasor, like where Optimus Prime plays chicken with Motormaster. Like, definitely another one of my favorites from G1.
I just watched the one. Oh, we were talking about it earlier, where Grimlock gets us a new brain, so he makes Computron.
Yeah.
Computron. But it's so close to the end of the season too. That's gonna be like maximum 10 episodes for that thing to even be in.
Yeah, we needed another. Did you even see the Terracons yet?
I think so.
Okay, yeah, because that's Abominus.
Abominus, yeah, Abominus.
Yes.
But that's the best name. Abominus is a cool name.
Listen, they got all the Menasor, Devastator, Abominus, Bruticus.
Yeah, they got really good names.
Then you got Superion.
Yep. But it sounds like a delicious pizza.
Protector.
Computron.
Oh yeah, see, even Predaking, yeah, badass freaking,
Yeah, Predacing's cool.
Decepticons. Yeah. Um, I own the Tonkanator too. It's the yellow uh Devastator, but he's got the Tonka
Oh,
branding on
like
him.
Tonka Truck. That's
Yeah,
cool.
he's an Autobot. I found him at TFCon 2 years ago, and
That's cute.
I bought the set. But yeah, so silly. Good
Um,
stuff. Good issue.
yeah, it's so much fun.
I'm very excited to see. I assume, knowing like where the toy line goes and where the movie or where the show goes, that like the 6 new Decepticons are going to be the Constructicons.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I would have to assume Devastator is his plan,
Oh, that makes perfect sense. Yeah.
especially since
Yeah.
now that because I don't remember. I don't remember a lot of like where this goes for the in between. So I'm excited to
Right.
continue. I'll be reading along. Don't you worry.
Oh, awesome. That's great. Yeah, I was gonna ask you because you just got up on the first date. Are you gonna keep
Yeah.
going?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
awesome.
You'll have to have me back around like, episode 50 or so, or issue
Ah,
50
I'm
or
so happy
something,
to hear
or
that. I was gonna ask you
yeah,
if you have time another time. I'd love to have you back because this was a
the
lot of fun.
halfway mark. Yeah, it really was.
Oh, great. I'm glad you had fun too.
Well, until all are one,
Until all are one.
Autobots roll out.
Ah.
And always hold on to your dreams, Chip. The future is built upon dreams.
I could sit here and ask you to do quotes forever, but I won't do that.
I'm telling you, one of my next like TikToks is I'm gonna take that Spider-Man panel and just film, me holding my phone pointed at it and read that in the voice, because like
That's so
that's
cool.
such a funny, like, yeah, just what a
Oh,
silly,
Optimus is like polite way to ask him to leave.
yeah, like I can't wait to like hear your story someday, but for now, GTFO.
Yeah. I don't want to worry about your fragile human body.
You weird bug.
That's it for today's episode. Thank you so much once again to Johnny for taking the time to do this with me. We chatted for about an hour before we even started recording, and he was such a fun person to talk to. Not only that, he read so much stuff just to catch up to where we are to read this issue, so I can't overstate my appreciation. Thank you so much. And as always, thank you so much to you two for joining me. I love these comics, I love making this silly show, and I love you. If you want to help me out and support the show, there are a bunch of ways you can do that. If you're watching on YouTube, as I'm sure you already know, giving the video a like, a comment, and subscribing to the channel, sharing the episode around, are all ways that you can help the right people to find this silly nonsense. Podcast listeners, leaving the show a review also helps it to reach new people. And subscribing on your podcast platform of choice also helps podcast services know that this is a real and ongoing show, so we might recommend it to new listeners too. I'm always looking for guests. You should know the vibe by now. It's cheerful, silly, but equally appreciative. You don't need to have prior podcast experience or be a Transformers expert. Just read the issue and be ready to have some fun. The next 4 or so issues are all set for guests. But if you let me know you'd like to join now, that lets me pencil you in for a future episode. You can DM me on Blue Sky, which is at Clarion Comics JP. You can leave me a comment on the YouTube video, or you can join us in the Discord using this QR code or the URL in the episode description to get in contact with me. Previous guests and a few listeners also hang out there too, and we talk about all kind of Transformers stuff, so come on and join in. I hope you'll join me again next week for a UK story. This time it's Decepticon Dam Busters. It will be a solo episode next time, The Wrath of Grimlock and The Wrath of Guardian. I think I'll do those on my own as well. And I have a guest penciled in who I need to contact again for issue 9. So until we run into each other again, take care, be kind, and do good. Till all are one.